Hey guys, welcome to this quick little video on flashing the ESP32 and also the start code for it. So I'm just going to go through the code to begin with and explain what it does, and then I'm going to show you the process for getting this code onto the ESP32. This also applies to the ESP8266 if you have one. They're pretty much the same device, except the ESP32 is a lot more powerful, so that's right. In terms of the way that they're programmed, especially through MicroPython, they're pretty much identical. Alright, so let's go through the first block of code here. So this is lines 1 through 13 like I've highlighted. So we're just going to import machine, from machine import pin, and import sys, or the system. Excuse me. What we're going to do, and I'm going to just skip over this function here for the moment. I've set up this REPL button as a variable and attached machine pin 0 to it, said that it's an input, and also use the internal pull-up resistor on it, so it doesn't, when it's not pressed, it's not floating, because if it's floating, that gives us all sorts of issues in itself. So realistically, whenever we've got a button, we want to have a resistor attached to it as a pull-up or pull-down. In this case, it's a pull-up resistor. And then we're going to do this, attach a interrupt request to it, or IRQ, and the trigger is going to be the IRQ rising, so it's going to detect the rising edge of the button when it's pressed. It's okay if you don't quite understand what that is, but if you were to attach an oscilloscope to it, you'd see what when you push a button, you'd see what's actually happening to the voltage going through on that pin, and in this case, when it's going up, it's going to go, hey, it's been pressed. And what's going to happen is I've attached the handler here, which is called REPL interrupt, and this is the function. So what happens is we've got to pass in this parameter pin. Even though it's not used, we've got to pass that in. And when this function is run, we're just going to do sys.exit, and that's going to interrupt, sorry, that's going to stop any running process on the ESP32. So all of this here is basically to press the boot button, because that's what pin 0 is attached to, and it stops your program from running and drops it down to the raw REPL mode in order to be able to reflash it from within PyCharm. So the next little part is these 4 lines of code here, well technically 2 with 2 comments. It's import Wi-Fi con, which is a Python file which I've already flashed to these, so that's why it's coming up as a red squiggle line underneath it, and connect device. So we're calling the connect device function from the Wi-Fi con Python file, and that connects to the shs_dev2 network here. So that's the basics of it. What I'm going to do is just show you how to flash it, and then we'll go through in the next video a little bit of code on changing it to be connect to a different network. So I'll show you a little bit of what Wi-Fi con is, or the bit of the code that's actually in there. So what I'm going to do is go run and run. So if you right click out here, you'll have, if you try to run it, it's going to flash for me straight away, but I don't expect that yours will do the same thing. Now, I haven't hit the boot button, so it's sitting here, it's going to say upload, blah, 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 and could not enter raw REPL. So what you need to do for this, you hit the boot button, and then we can go right click and run, and you'll see that it's uploaded it now, and then it'll soft reboot. So that's really it. That's to get it to flash. the first time that you go right click and run, especially if you start to use MicroPython, any of your normal Python files will automatically try to flash, and that's going to be a bit of an issue. So my suggestion would be is run, then run, and if you want to run it as a Python file, make sure that you click the one with the Python logo, otherwise flash main.py. Should have mentioned this earlier, but your main file that you're going to contain your code in on the ESP32, the one that you want to run all the time, needs to be called main.py. This is a MicroPython limitation, so that's what you will need to do for that one. Alright, so that's the end of this video. I'm going to stop here, and in the next one I'm just going to go through creating a connection to another network. So, we'll see you in that video. If you've got any feedback, let me know. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Bye for now.